Send a pre-approval over. Hello, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Francisco Rubicava Jr. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's a thirsty Thursday.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything to me anymore because I'm trying to lose weight because I've been gaining too much weight.
Oh man, I need to cut out a lot of stuff too. But
You're young and skinny. I don't want to hear that shit.
no,
You might have a little bit, but I'm talking. I've gained it for I've been stressed in the last few months. And one of the things we should be doing before I forget, we unfortunately had somebody pass away last week, or I should say, commit suicide in our industry, and we should be reaching out to everybody to see how they're doing because it's a tough time out there.
Yeah, no, it's crazy you bring that up. I actually had worked and closed a deal with her recently, and it's crazy because a lot of the times you don't expect it.
The ones who do it, nobody knows that you know it because they did it.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, Mike's not where it's supposed to be today. Get over there.
No, you're all good. Yeah, no, and I hadn't even explained them because I actually lost one of my best friends last year, similar way. And again, it's hard, it's and I mean, I know when spreading awareness with it, it's difficult because media is always take things differently and whatever. But it's also, it's exactly like you said, and kind of the best way I could explain it is, those kinds of people work so hard to try to make everybody else around them happy, to try to mask it within it. But yeah, it's hard. And it was a pretty harsh loss, man.
Yeah, just on, and it's one of those things. So I do a challenge 22 to reach out to 22 veterans a week. And if you don't know 22 veterans, you reach out to as many as you know, and then the rest just regular people, because civilians. And the reason is because it's harder than what people think it is. We talked about this, I think, on Tuesday a little bit. We're going to see major changes over the next few months, that it's much worse than what people think it is. There's been some layoffs and other stuff. Yes, it shows that there's jobs available, but I guarantee we're going to see those not really being available anymore, not hiring for those jobs just because they don't have the income. I mean, I've talked to so many people who used to go to all these events, and people putting on events, and they're like, yeah, it's getting tougher. People aren't coming. They're not spending that extra money.
No, yeah, we're seeing, we'll really see those changes. I think, you're estimating within, these next few months, right? Where we're going to really kind of see what sort of impact it will have. And that's where, you got to brace yourselves and kind of just be prepared for it. And,
you could do everything right and still everything falls apart. There's nothing you can do about it. This whole market where we're at, nobody thought we were going to be here because someone shut down a pipeline.
Yeah, no,
I did, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad. And then we just shut down more pipeline leases up in Alaska last week on Friday. So guess what? We're going to have $7 a gallon gas before you know it.
Right.
And in California.
Yeah. And those are, and obviously everything falls in hand, right? Everything it's all relatable.
And I'm not trying to be political, but that's the current political environment when it comes to what they're doing in the government. If it was a Republican government they were doing the same thing, I would call them out too. I don't care. It's not. I would rather have us not have political parties and we just vote for one person or two people. Different people, the way they feel. And I tell people, vote your pocketbook, not vote whether Republican, Democrat, or Independent. Just vote your pocketbook. Whoever's going to help you with your pocketbook, meaning you're going to put money away, you're going to survive. Because the more taxes, the more that's not what you want.
Right.
I don't anyway, because I this is tough. Wait, they're trying to put AI into the IRS. Can you imagine them coming after the people they can come after once they put AI in there?
And it'd be super, it'd be quick. A lot of times, at least get a little bit of a break, right?
Right. Well, the people who make a lot of money have accountants who know how to do certain things and offset stuff. The average individual does not. And that's who the IRS goes after. Unfortunately, that's who they go after because that's easy. And I don't want to stay on this, but I'm just saying it's tough out there. It's going to get tougher. Protect yourself. If you're in this industry and you're tough and it's okay to go get a different job while they're there, because if you wait too long, you will not be able to get a different job.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, and that's where we start really seeing how everything that's been happening for these past years, and it's always kind of like this slow rise to it. How bad will it be though? we still just struggle with our biggest issue being the inventory,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Like it's
Well,
just
actually, two big issues: inventory and interest rates.
yeah. And those are the things where, granted, I mean, and I have these conversations with my clients too, where they say, I mean, isn't it always supposed to be one way or the other, right? Like, isn't it supposed to be high rates and then low price, or high price and low rates? Yeah,
No,
not
doesn't
not
work that way.
yeah. And again, I mean, our lack of inventory, the high cost that it costs for these builders to build, that's causing them to sell these places so high, is what all in all is causing everything to just be where we're at. I mean, you have fixer uppers, right? Going for like 270 around over here. Like,
Is
it's
that a
crazy.
lot?
For
For people who don't understand that, right? You make a statement. Is that a lot? What did they used to go for?
I mean, you would be able to pick up fixer uppers that were, and I'm talking burnt down houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
For like 150, 180, 200s, right? But getting close to the 300, I mean, it's a
Really, for
big
a burnt
difference.
down house?
Yeah. It
Wow.
was here in Modesto.
Wow. That's and well, the other problem is BlackRock was bidding on a lot of these REOs that most people didn't realize, and they're real big on, they want to buy them up and make people be renters, because how do you make sure that they are wealthy and they have their money every month? They make you a renter, and then you're in their thing. And I'm not knocking it's a bad thing to have a landlord. It's just the inventory not having it. Here's what's going to happen. Somebody else I watched, because I've been doing so much on all the different platforms, with YouTube and TikTok, and I'm figuring out what really works. I watched this one, and the guy's like, if they drop the rates, it will be horrible for the industry. It'll cause, panic and all, it'll cause the values to go. No, what'll happen is, what we have right now with limited inventory, we're going to have the same inventory and just multiple people bidding on it.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's what's going to happen. We're not going to have that much more inventory come on, because people will still have a lower interest rate than what the market is, 5% or whatever. And they're only going to move if they have to. They're not going to do. That's the problem with these low interest rates. I look at them like it's a abusive spouse that you don't leave, because that's what you're stuck in this house. You might need a bigger house. You might need something else. You might need to move, but you're not going to, because of the interest rate. That's definitely a problem you have to look at. You have to look long term. Yes, it's great. Yes, it's a low payment, and if you can keep it, great. But don't make it change your life for you to stay there just because of that rate.
Right. And that's where I mean, I know some people who like moved to a different city and they want to go back, but they haven't. They want to go back to where they left, but they haven't because of the rate. And
well, they can always rent that one and then go buy another one.
Right. But even
and make
then,
the difference.
And that's where, I try to help people understand those are the different types of things that can be done. But there's just a lot of concern right now, if you will. A lot of people are scared as far as what's going to happen,
and nobody knows. Only thing I know is going to happen is eventually rates will go down. I don't know when inventory is going to pick up, because we don't have that much inventory, and there's all these people who have all these homes that are rented aren't going to slam them on the market anytime soon, because they're making too much money as rentals, unless the government comes in with something that's going to cause it to go the other way. And I don't see that happening. So the last time they came in to protect the renter, they caused rent control. They caused it to get worse, and now the renters are paying for it. So anyway, that's all I have for this week. There's not a ton, we had some stuff come out this week, but long term, we don't really know. And you need to do what's best for you right now. And if you need help, like we talked about, I think on Tuesday, you can always rent out a room through Airbnb. You can go check it out through realtor.com. Once they have it on there, you can find out while you're buying a house what that room would rent for, what this other room would rent for. Can't use it for qualifying, but it could use for help you.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing that I've been seeing. The biggest challenge that for people is adjusting, right? Because that is one of the biggest things that we've also been saying is, and not to sound like insensitive, right? And a broken record, right? But it's like the new norm that's going to be around. So, you have to find ways to still stay on top, and that's that's a great option.
Right. Just one way to help you, because there's a way, people are looking for ways. We're trying to help you we're trying to solve these problems, and we're not going to solve everything. But one of the things we're not going to solve for a very long time is the inventory, and they have to build 2.5 million homes to get us caught up. And that's not going to happen for 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for coming in today. Appreciate it.
No, thank you. Everybody have a great day. If you need any help, reach out. My name's Francisco Rubalcava with J. Peter Realtors, and you can give a call out to 209-493-2400.
I always laugh because it's not as easy as people think it is. Anyway, subscribe if you like what we're doing. Reach out to us.